Oh, I should turn this cooler off before I do this. Now it's gonna be hot. So today, it's look like I. Oh, there's the camera. Okay. So today I'm just doing some repairs on a vehicle I worked on when I was like 16 years old. So you're gonna see some horrible custom body work here. I say it's not bad for a 16-year-old, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna show you my technique for making either rust repair panels or, in my case, fixing 30-year-old mistakes. And my favorite material to use for making patterns is just standard 8x11 copy paper. The real reason I like to use it is because it bends like metal in a way. You can feel where it's going to want to shrink or where it's going to want to be stretched, and that's the reason I use it. So let me switch the camera over and show you what I've already gotten drawn out and traced out from the beginning. Okay, as you can see here, I've taken a Sharpie and marked out what there's a huge dent here, marked out what I want to repair. And of course, this hole, that's not a rust hole, that hole is from getting too crazy with the grinder and trying to grind the welds flush. Now, why am I doing this? What is the deal? 63 Carmagia with Volkswagen style headlights put into it. It's Volkswagen Bug style headlights from up to 65. They use these, so that's what we're doing. My friend wanted this done. He crashed the side of the car, as you might be able to see by the waves there. So he crashed the car. He always wanted this look, so that's what we're doing. Let's go back to it. So you see here, now this mark here, I did it all as one chunk, and then I put the paper out and realized that I don't want to go that far. It's going to be too much moving, so I shortened it. But basically, give an idea of what you want to replace. Trace it out like that, and then it's simple as just laying it out. This one's where she started. I start with the outside edge, as you can see, and line that up. And this is what I say, I can feel what it's going to want to do. See, there's kind of a hump here, so I know that's going to be an issue. It's going to want to be shrunk down, and it can be done with either trying to metal shrink it, or simple thing is just make a notch where you need to make it. And I'll show you on paper why I like paper. So, like I said, if you need to shrink it, it's basically just as simple as, basically doing that, making a fold, and now I got somewhat of a curve going. The same thing is if you need to stretch this out, it's more difficult, but you can always just take a pair of scissors, do that, and now you can kind of stretch it out. It's going to affect the paper back here, but then again, you can just go back to the same thing of folding this to make a stretch in the paper. But anyways, that's just the basics of it. I'll show you what the final product is. So here's the piece I made for this. It fits in there pretty good, but I can tell what needs to be. Maybe put a curve into it, maybe shrink it a little bit, maybe stretch it out. But that's it. I was just going to do a quick video. The only reason I did it live is because live I can switch the camera back and forth. So nobody watched this point. It doesn't really matter. You can watch it later. It's just a basic technique I wanted to try and explain the best I could. I've used this for many, many years, and it's a very simplistic way of doing it. You could use like a sticky plastic or something, but see, that's easily stretched. It stretches easier than the metal itself is, so that's why I use something that works and bends just like the metal itself. So now basically what you do after you have this made, because you don't want to cut this, so you take this, you make it out of a piece of metal, you lay it over to make sure it's right, and then easily take this off with the black marks. You can easily take this off with some brake clean, and then go back, put your new patch panel in place, the one made out of steel, and scribe it with an awl, and then you can cut it from that. That way you'll also, doing this technique, you will have a really tight fitting repair panel. So that's basically it. Hope you enjoy this. Hope it teaches you something, and I will see you later.